Alright, so we got it back inside and this stand just looks great. I really love the black, it looks so much nicer. So we put the tank back on top. The widening is just right. We've got about 2 or 3 millimeters on each side of the tank, whereas before the tank was actually sitting on top of these outside pieces. So now we can sit it below. It looks a lot tidier and obviously is how it should be. So now what we're going to do is clean out the tank. So I've got this stuff. Can you pass me the Kayla? So we've got this stuff called Barkeeper's Friend. It's a powder, and the King of DIY is recommended, and I've seen a few people use it with really good results. So basically we just get a little bucket of water and a sponge, chuck it in the tank, and then just sprinkle this stuff on everywhere and really rub it into the glass. And yeah, we'll see how it comes out. You guys have seen me try the lemon and vinegar on this tank with pretty much no effect. So hopefully this stuff really makes a difference.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but this feels they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I?
Right, it's hard to tell on camera, but this is actually a pretty big improvement. So I'm just going to put it on again. I'm going to put it around the whole tank, and I've got some stuff to do, so I'm just going to leave it for an hour or so and see if the acid in it works.
Baby, why do I love the way you are? We always leave me. Why do I, baby, why do I love the time?
Okay, so I ended up leaving the stuff on overnight. I don't think it works when it's dry, so I don't think that really made a whole lot of difference. But I've just rubbed off the front and given it a bit of a scrub, and it has come up a little bit cleaner. It's still not perfect, but I think at this stage that's probably as good as I'm going to get. So I'm just going to scrub down the rest of the tank and get it ready for cleaning. I'm also going to put a vinyl back on it. It's just book covering that I've got. I guess we'll see how it works. It was just an idea that I had. So yeah, let's get started. We're just going to scrub out the inside of the tank for now and get it looking clean. Another thing about the build-up at the top, because it's not as thick anymore, when it's wet you can't really see it, so it's not so much of a big deal.
Love the touch but never love the feeling. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you are? We always leave me. Why do I, baby, why do I?
Okay, so I've just wiped out the inside of the tank now with the old water. So I've tipped that out, and I've got a new bucket of warm water. I've washed the sponge, and now we're going to really try and clean up the tank as good as we can with this water. And then after that, we're going to tip about 2 buckets of a water and vinegar solution in. So just a dollop of vinegar in a bucket of water. And then we're going to scrub the tank with that. And the idea is we just got to get all of this stuff out, because although it might not really harm the fish, it is an acid and it does have chemicals in it, and we don't want that in the fish, so we just got to get out all of it.
Why do I love the touch but never love the feeling?
Okay, so the water's draining out now. This is the vinegar water, so next we're just going to put normal water in there. And with that water, what we're going to do is change to a brand new sponge. So I've been using the same sponge so far, so we don't want to keep recontaminating with that sponge. So now that we've got the vinegar draining out, we're going to switch to a new sponge to get rid of all of those contaminants. Also, while I'm siphoning this water around, I'm going to keep mixing it up, just so that nothing settles and all the little bits and pieces get sucked out. Using the clean sponge, I'm now going to wipe up the bottom. This is the last time we'll do that. This is just to get the most of the vinegar out. Okay, now once this drains out, then the cleaning's done, so then we're gonna have a look at giving a go at putting this back on. Now, you may think that I've way over cleaned this, and the reality is I have, but my fish's lives are in this tank, so if there is a trace amount of something left in there, then it could seriously hurt their health, and we don't want that, so we can take all precautions. It's only 5 minutes to do an extra rinse with water, and in my opinion it's all worth it just in case you miss something. I mean, there's nothing worse than having dead fish. Okay, so we've got the vinyl here. It's going to be going on this piece of glass, which I've chosen to be the back. So what we're going to do is, I've got a water sprayer, I'm going to spray water on there and then put the vinyl on. Now this is only 1 meter, so I have another bit of it somewhere else. We're going to have to find that one if it works. And that's the big question, does this work? I don't think I've seen it before. Most people just paint the back of their tanks, which is fair enough, unless you ever want to change it, which makes it a big pain. So I'm hoping this is a good idea and it works, but if not, that's okay. Okay, so this is going to sit just on here like that. So what I'm going to do is lay this down on my bed here and peel off the covering, just the paper backing. And I'm going to grab a card here out of my wallet. Spare bank card, that'll do it. Just going to put a bit of towel along my stand because I don't want water going all over it. Okay, so we'll spray the rest of the glass. Just got this on a very light mist. The glass is definitely wet. Now we're going to spray this vinyl. Okay, now just have to position this. So probably start at this edge. Okay, so this actually came up pretty good. I think if I had another attempt I would have been able to do it much better, just at a limited amount of vinyl. I think better vinyl would work better too, because this just came up book covering, it's about 20 cents a meter. But I mean, I think it's a pretty good alternative to some of those backgrounds, because it sticks on, it's good, it is black, but a lot of people like black backgrounds, so I don't know, I'm happy with it. I think I'll probably redo it one day, but for now, it's definitely good enough. Okay, now that this new tank beside me is ready here, we now have the daunting task of draining and moving along all of these other tanks to make room for it to fit here. So I need to move this tank about 9 inches that way to make room here for the new tank. But that also means I've got to drain this tank underneath, the shrimp tank over here, the lobster tank, the yabby tank, not the lobster. So it's going to be a big job. There's going to be a lot of moving around, a lot of fish getting a bit stressed, so we've got to get it done as quickly as possible. So I'm going to prepare by making room here and tidy up everything. I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner out so that I can vacuum while I'm going. And yeah, so let's get started. I'll probably do a time lapse.
Stay